Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching Burning Questions. I tell you what, you just missed something special. Hey, I'm going to welcome in you first, LB Ashwood. Could you show us that shot of your socks? You're just sort of sitting back in the passenger seat with the socks up on. I mean, that is disgusting. That is as sluggish, slobbish. That's Bond style.
Well, it's quite comfortable. They've bamboo socks. They are very well for your feet. They air nicely, so you don't get too sweaty feet. So they just the perfect sock.
Hang on a sec. Just to clarify, did you just say they're bamboo socks?
Yeah.
What a start to Burning Questions. LB Ashwood wearing bamboo socks. What are your socks made of, Andy Gath?
I have to agree, I've got bamboo socks on as well.
Have I missed something? Was this like, could I have made huge money in the harness racing industry by manufacturing and selling bamboo socks? I feel like I've missed my boat here. Skeeter, I'm hoping you're not wearing bamboo socks.
No socks for me today, Bond. But I think I'm going to have to buy into some after hearing the sought after recommendations from our two guests.
I'm wearing socks from Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety because they are our sponsors. Whether you're celebrating a win or shoveling in the stables or walking around with just socks on, you want your staff to look their very best, and you do that with uniforms from Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety. They've got you covered for clothing, socks, protective equipment, and plenty more. Check out hippocketworkwear.com.au. This is what a staggering way to start the show. Let's get stuck into the burning questions for this week. We'll start with you, Andy Gath. There's a few questions here. We'll start with the main one. Does Yam Buckian have the Melton Pace final at his mercy, or are his hurdles high enough to make him vulnerable? Talk us through it.
Oh, there's plenty of hurdles, especially when you draw the back row. Again, with any heat and final, most horses that have qualified are in really good form. You could have got $1.80 last week when he's going to draw the front, and you've got to take $1.60 this week when he's drawn the back row in a harder race. So doesn't seem to be pretty good odds in my opinion. But he's a quality horse. He can make his own luck. We know how strong he is. He's come through that run really good. So it's definitely the one to beat. But he's poisonous odds at the moment.
I had LB at $1.20 to give us the first no, but you've already gone strong there, Andy. Now, Advanced Hair. Tell us, not one of our sponsors, by the way, we're Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety, definitely, but if Advanced Hair want to come on board, we're open to negotiations. Now, different owners. Sanday just shocked. Well, it certainly shocked me. Didn't shock you, apparently, but I didn't ask you about it on Burning Questions last week. He looks the likely leader again. If Yam Buckian gets around there, when does Yam Buckian have to get around there to assure him of securing the front, or will Sanday be holding?
Obviously, different connections, and I have to talk to the mules. If they want him to hold the front, he'll be holding the front. Simple as that. So totally up to them. So it's his own horse. They're in a $30,000 race, drawn barrier 1, and he led last start. So totally up to connections and what they want to do. And if Yam Buckian comes around, has to sit outside him, so be it. Best horse will win.
What price should Yam Buckian be if he's in the breeze?
$2.
That means he's $1.30 if he's in front of something. I marked him $2 anyway. Skeeter, your thoughts on this race, please.
Yeah, look, I do think it is at Yam Buckian's mercy. I think he's the horse to beat. Obviously, as we know, back row draw, but still draws the running line. I think he can still be in front of a lot of his major dangers and potentially be the first to, well, I think he will be the first to make that move and potentially even finding the top. So if he's in front, very, very hard to see him get beat. Can still win from the breeze. We know there's quality horses off the back row as well, but I just think with the barrier draw, how it has landed, Yam Buckian is going to be awfully hard to beat. He's really in the zone.
I've got him on top. I'm with you, Andy. I reckon $1.65 seems ridiculous. Although if we hybridise $1.30, I think you've got him if he's in front and $2 in the breeze. Maybe it's not too far from the mark. Now, LB Ashwood's working through the alphabet. His name's AA, and he's got a B on his hat, so there'll be a C somewhere else, and he'll eventually get there, I promise you. He's working through it. LB, your thoughts on the Melton Pace final and Yam Buckian?
I think he's the best horse in the race, and he's the most progressive horse in the race, and he's going to get a good run through on Desi G's back. And we seen last week with Sanday and Desi G come out the gate, so I don't think Desi G will be coming out the gate 100% or full tilt. So I think Yam Buckian is going to get around there quite comfortable, and he's going to get a big head start on horses like Prime Rider and Springing His Step. So both horses are Springing His Step and Prime Rider both hit the line pretty good last week, but they were on the fence, and they're probably going to give Yam Buckian about 20 metres head start probably at the 800. So I think he's going to be very hard to beat young Buckingham.
I think he'd be very hard to beat. I'll be playing a bit wider than that in my quaddy. Right. Question number 2. We'll go straight back to you, Albie, I reckon here. Can Gilligan's Island make the best of things from the ideal draw, or will this lifting class make life an uphill climb? For those who don't know, I've included some lyrics from the Gilligan's Island theme song in there. So go back and check it out. One of the worst shows ever created, in my opinion, but apparently a very nice horse. Spoke to Shannon Nixon on Trot's Live today, who's a part owner, and they're nominating for the Inter-Dominion. So, holy jeez, I wanted to lick him. If it's going into an Inter-Dominion, it should be winning this, I'd imagine, Albie.
I would think so. Look on paper, it looks like he's going to get an easy front. He's got good gate speed, and there's not going to be much mid-race pressure early. So he's had 2 starts in Vic to date, and both been over the short. And his first start at Kilmer just got beat by Von Art. So I think if Von Art was drawn the same barrier draw here tonight, it should probably be $1.20. So I think it will go around odds on and be very hard to beat.
I think your chauffeur just might have actually broken the car. How hard she smashed the door just then. That was you shook a little bit like the Melbourne earthquake. Andy, what do you think here? Does it have like captain like gate speed? Can it find the front nice and easy? What are your thoughts with Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, I think it'll be leading, and it probably should be winning. He's quite a really nice horse in New Zealand. Yeah, he probably a little bit disappointing first up. I took a horse that's absolutely flying to beat him, and he's quite comfortable winner at Shepparton. Probably he's quite a big gross horse, so I think with the racing he'd be better again. So I think he'll be fighting the top and will be winning. And I agree with you, one of the worst shows ever made.
Oh, look, I honestly, when it used to come on a Sunday, especially after you had a Saturday night out, you just thought, this is as depressing as it gets. Like, this is as low as it gets. As good as Ginger and Marianne and the skipper were, I just I couldn't have it. Skeeter, we've got information. When I was doing the form originally, I thought, tell you what, Doug's Babe's a massive chance here. Give it a try, he's flying. But what I'm hearing about Gilligan's Island, I think it will measure up and probably dominate these. If it's going where they want it to go, it better bloody dominate them.
It's a pretty big push, isn't it, from Shannon Bond? And yeah, I agree. Look, I thought from the barrier draw, looks like he'll be the leader, and from there, very hard to beat. Obviously, continues to step up in grade, but it was a pretty soft win last time out against easier opposition. So looked to do it nicely there. I think it was an improvement from first to second up, and if he improves again to this weekend and he's in front, he's definitely the one to beat.
I think the rumour was not only is he going into the Inter-Dominion, that Shannon wants to back him in the Inter-Dominion. So I don't know whether he doesn't care about money or he really rates the horse. Tell me this, Andy, because this will change my opinion even further. Did you ever isolate this one as, I mean, you're always looking through the New Zealand replays. Did you ever have a crack or have a think about putting an offer in for the skipper?
Yes, no, I did try and buy him there at one stage, and probably a little bit too expensive for what I wanted to pay. Not sure what Shannon and the team paid for him, but at the time when I asked,
It just sounds like
expensive.
Right. Elwie, back to you. Question number 3. Parisian Artiste. Will Parisian continue his generation's charge to superstardom in Molly's Idol, or can older, wiser rivals keep him winless this campaign? We all thought Parisian Artiste was just going to come out and go boom, boom, bang, bang. But he hasn't had a lot of luck in his first 2 runs back. This is a very strong race. Are you confident you'll be winning?
I'm confident he'll go a lot better than his first 2 starts. His first 2 starts behind Olivetti was still quite big condition-wise, and he's worked on pretty well since Bendigo, and he's a lot sharper this week. But it's a step up in grade against the older ones. Last time he raced over the short, he went 55 and change at Bendigo. So if he does find the front, he will give him something to chase anyway. So going in there to see, trying to season him up later on in the season for the Vic Breds and all that, just trying to make him a bit stronger and teach him to be a better racehorse.
I'm going to season him up for the season.
For the rest of the season.
For later in the season, yeah, for a bit of salt and pepper, a little bit, touch of allspice. Before I go to Andy, you said if you're in front, something to chase, but got a funny feeling Andy might be thinking that Vacation Hill can blast off the gate. If you're not in front, can you still win?
No.
Right. That's not good for you.
No.
Sorry, mate. Are you going to make problems for him, Andy, or not?
Well, she got really good gate speed, Vacation Hill, and every race she's won for me has been when she has been in front. You know, probably touched plain last week, even though the handicaps are pretty tough. I thought she'd been a little bit better, but she has shown before that she can sort of bounce back within 7 days and put in a better performance. So, yeah, she does come out pretty quick. Have healthy respect for Albie's horse. He's a lovely horse going, you know, it's going to reach the top, but it's a big step up in class straight away. It's got the advantage of the barrier drawn over the short, but these horses are pretty well seasoned off the back row, so it's going to be difficult for him. So, yeah, I don't think he's a moral Parisian artist, but he's got a really good hope. And, you know, in 6 months' time, he's going to be right up there with the best of them.
Who's the one to beat on Saturday night?
I think Mary Law.
Interesting. In the Mouldy's Idol, Mouldy Law. Right, Skeeter, your thoughts. You've got plenty to work with now. If we're in front, Parisian artist, we can win. We can't if we're not in front. Vacation Hill, healthy respect. We can fly off the gate. There's a bit to work with. What have you come up with out of all that?
There is, and everything that I've heard, I probably like, because it makes my case a little stronger. Look, I think Parisian Artiste, huge amount of respect. We saw what he did last campaign. Really, really nice horse. And I think his 2 runs back have really been inconclusive. They've been quick last quarters. He's had to do the work. So definitely not a knock on him on what we've seen this campaign. And if he is in front, we know the times that he can run, he can make it really difficult for everyone else. But I thought it looked a terrific race for Maori Law. First run was excellent. Next up, sitting outside Nephew of Sunoco, he was even better again. So even though he's on the second row, I think if we can continue to see progression, I think he's going to be the one to beat. But gee, it's a really terrific race, and being over the 1720 makes it all the more difficult, I think.
I am going with Credit Master there. I just think he loves the mile, Credit Master. Don't know if I want to be on track when Matt Leopard's celebrating. But yes, I think it'll be very, very hard to beat. It's going to be a super race, that one. You're back in the Hugo Boss today, I see, Andy, as well. So just looking after your own sponsors?
Yes. Yeah, just a plain one today.
And have you got you got little Breeder's Crown hoodie on there, Albie?
Yeah, the support in the industry, you know.
I've got to tell you, we can only see the sort of the top of your chest, but you said that Parisian Artiste has been a little bit big in condition. And
Yeah, I'll blow out as well since I've been on the side. I'll probably stack on the weight pretty quick.
I'm not here to fat shame anybody, but it just that top little bit does look burly at the moment.
Yeah, I'm happy to say I've put on 7 kilos, but anyway, it'll come on.
I love the way you've been weighing up. And Skeeter, good to see you back in professional. You went with the very cool Tommy Hilfiger top when you were out at the trials with Andy doing the before and after with Catch a Wave. You looked very cool. I mean, I like you in this professional look, but I'll tell you what, it was a different skater.
I was dressing for warmth there. It was one of those nights you required about 8 layers, and I was very glad I had my hip pocket jacket on as well, Bond. So I've actually had a few inquiries about the hip pocket jacket, so hopefully they get a few more sales off the back of the Catch Away video.
Pace to listen, pace to watch, pace to sponsor. Skeeter, will Von Art's streak be halted by her horror draw, or can she make it 9 straight wins and maybe even more?
She can make it 9 straight, I think, Bond. She's a very, very good mare. You don't win races 9 in a row or 8 in a row unless you are. But I think it was that Kilmore run 2 starts back that I really thought she's a proper mare. She's a really, really nice horse. And I think this week there could be a little bit of speed early while horses find their position. Relentless Me's back. Box of Chocolates is an interesting one. We know she's got the gate speed and likes to go forward, but has been driven a little bit quietly in recent times and looks like she's settled a little bit better too. So I think they'll all try and sort out their positions, and smaller field. She won't be too far away, and she can just come with 1 run and be too good late. I've got a pretty high opinion of this mare.
Well, she did beat a potential Inter-Dominion winner in Gilligan's Island a couple of starts back. That's got to be excellent form, doesn't it? That sounds good. Andy, you can lay claim. I know we've all struggled with it. Apart from Skeeter, we've struggled with our best bets. I did get my first in a fair while last week, but when Von Art started, this progression really stepped up in grade, tackled Relentless Me, and you were saying, yes, I think she's a very nice mare, so well done to you. She's kept on going with it. Is she immoral on Saturday night despite the gate?
Yeah, I think she'll be too good again. Even though I've got Ailings Exist in the race, I think she's going quite well, but probably can't cross Relentless Me at the start, so they're going to be pretty difficult for her. So, yeah, I think it'll be win number 9, and I think the only winning end that's going to come to a halt this weekend is the Magpies when the Swans handle them on Sunday.
Is that right, is it, mate?
Well, apparently, I thought I'd put it out there.
Poor old Josh Kennedy retiring. How did you feel about that? He's been a great player, hasn't he?
No, he's been terrific, so, yeah. So probably won't see him again, but no, he's been a wonderful player.
Is there any other Josh Kennedys in the league? Because they'll have to retire as well. It's a year for Josh Kennedys to be retiring. It's time to go, Josh Kennedy. It's your time to go. Albie. Hey?
She just wins Bonner.
You almost didn't know her name there, but she just
Just
yeah, Bonner, she absolutely just dominates them.
correct.
I'm hoping we're getting a price because as we go to the best bets, I think Skeeter and I are on the same page. I'm best betting Bonner. It's taken me about 3.5 months to get around to the fact that she's a good horse, but I'm finally there. I think there'll be speed on her also. I think that Relentless Me will lead, but there'll be pressure from Aliens Exist and Box of Chocolates can get pulling and all the rest of it. Pray Tell might even want to go around. Art of Shangley's got gate speed, so I think it's all going to play into the hands again for Von Art. And I'll go first. She's my best bet on the program. And Skeeter, unless you've changed your mind, we're in simpatico.
Yes, it's mine as well, Bon. But I just have a feeling they could open her a little bit too short. So, look, if you want to throw in just a bit touchy and Honolulu Bay, I think they'll both be winning. And we can have a little multi. I've only got 2 to go, so I need to make things interesting.
Albie, what's in that? Let's see if we can pick what kind of coffee bloke Albie is. I'd say it's a skinny mocha.
Way off.
It's not a skinny one, that's for sure. There's 7 kilos. One of you drinking skinny mochas. Yeah, right. What is it?
Just a latte with 2 sugars, full cream.
Well, that makes a lot of sense now. I'm supposed to be a form analyst. Right. What's your best on the card, Albie?
I'm going with Cosimo. It's drawn 1. It's the best draw it's had since coming across since Tassie. It's got really good gate speed when let up. So I think it could be in front or behind the leader. And the way it's been running, its last 3 or 4 starts, and with bad draws, it's going to be very hard to beat from the pole.
Will Cemetery Bay go okay?
Yes,
More than okay?
I think so.
That's mildly more than okay. Andy, best bet on the card, please, friend. Is it one of yours or somebody else's?
No, I'm going to go someone else's. Going to go race 1, the Claimer. A horse you've made best bet plenty of times and hasn't been able to get the job done for you. Going to go with Sir Letty.
It's won plenty of times for me. I mean, that's disgraceful. But anyway, go on with your dissertation.
So going with Sir Letty in the new camp now. It's changed hands. Disappointing we won't see Gab's colours going around anymore on Sir Letty. So, that's a disappointing thing of a change in hands. But I think bit of speed early and I think he'll get the job done.
That is very, very disappointing, as a matter of fact. Now, a couple of questions for you, Andy, before we say sayonara. In that first Australasian Premier Trotting Sale final, just a bit touchy is the one to beat, but will Thunderwing run off the gate this week?
No, I'm guessing Thunderwing will go back. She's probably not quite enough to be used out the gate and finish off, so she'll go back at the start.
It was too late for me to change the form coming out there. I can only change a couple of form. It's too hard work. And the other one,
so he never listens to me, so he might do it opposite.
Is Tango Tara do you give it any chance of knocking off Honolulu Bay?
It's the best draw he's had for a long time, but he's still not going to map any good from barrier 3, so I don't think so.
All right. Well done to all. Albie, go and get some shoes on and get to some hard work. Keep. I would go with I would start putting some light milk in there. Look, it's up to you. It's your life and you get to live it. Well done to Albie Ashwood. Andy, well done to you, brother.
Thanks, guys.
And Skeeter, great to see you back in the professional coat. Well done to you, and hopefully I can jump back at you. So I got the best bet last week. You got the previous 53. So hopefully we can join forces with Von Art. How does that sound?
Yeah, we'll do it this week, Bon.
That's been another episode of Burning Questions. We've only got Skeeter for another couple of weeks. Enjoy it, people. This is the highlight of your lives. Stick with us for next week, and hopefully we found some winners this week. Burning Questions, we out.